Do you want to place various block content all around your website when you're using Kadence Pro? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how I did that using multiple sidebars. But this technique, you can use it anywhere. So if you're a Kadence Pro user and you're wondering, how do I use elements? How do I put more content, get more control over headers and footers? This is the video for you. Let's jump on in. I'll show you how it's done. If you want to do multiple sidebars inside Kadence Pro, this is the video for you. Let's get started by taking a look at what we mean by multiple sidebars. If I click on the resource hub on this newly designed website, we can see that we've got a sidebar here. Now this isn't anything out of the ordinary. We have different articles and there's a sidebar of recent posts and things like that. You've been able to do this for a long time inside WordPress. But what happens if I want different sidebars? And most importantly, I want more than two. So when I go to different pages here, we can see that we've got different sidebars about the place. And these sidebars, I want to be able to put block content in them and control them a little bit better. So I want to make sure that I can control exactly what appears in this sidebar area. To do that, we use a thing called Cadence Elements, and it's available within Kadence Pro. So let's go ahead and go to our dashboard inside the WordPress admin, and then we mouse over the Appearance menu on the left-hand navigation and click on Elements. And this will show us our customized sidebar. I've called that Sidebar 3. When we open up Sidebar 3, we can see that we've got some block content here, and it's called Sidebar 3 over there, and this first look, it doesn't look like much is going on. But if we look at this little menu up here with the element settings, we get information about how to control elements. You see, elements are something specific to Kadence Pro, and they allow you to create block content and place it anywhere based on hooks. And that's what we call the placement section. So here you've got content, we've got preview settings, and then we have this thing called placement here, and it says replace sidebar. So wherever this is selected to show up, it will replace the sidebar, okay? And then I have a display settings here, and that's where I decide what pages I'm going to select. So in this case, we're doing a certain set of single pages, some category archives, and a single staff page. Single staff is a custom post type that we have from a plugin that we've got installed on this particular site. That's additional to Cadence, that's not standard. So let's focus here on the select page individually. And then when I click select items, we can see that we have a list of pages where this replaces the sidebar. So we looked at our team before, there it is right there. That's the one that we showed you where I'd replace the sidebar. So that's where those elements work. Now, at the same time, what happens if you're targeting an archive page or something, or what happens if you turn it on and it doesn't appear? Well, it could be the page settings. So let's take a look at the Our page first, and I'll show you the page settings that you need to enable to ensure that your sidebar shows up. So we find the team page, and I'm going to open that up. Now this could be any page, it'll be the page that you want to apply this on. Now I've opened the team page and we can see within the canvas area, within the editing area, that I can't see the sidebar, and that is expected. But then what I do is click on the page settings icon. It's between the Cadence and the preview icon. And here we have a page layout. And the page layout enables the right sidebar. And it says page sidebar is default. Now it doesn't matter that it says default because our element said it would override any sidebar when that page was when a page was selected in the selector for the elements. It would replace the sidebar content with what we have in those blocks. And as a result, I have the right sidebar selected here. So, of course, that means that when we view that page, we have our sidebar appearing that was actually controlled inside an element. Now, the other thing you can do is if you go into the customizer, we'll take a look at how you can turn those sidebars on in here too. So for posts and page layouts, for my staff layout, which is for my categories inside the staff post type, I also selected under the layout the sidebar. So I've got the right sidebar there, and that's what makes that sidebar appear. Okay, and that's how we, just by turning that on, the sidebar appears and that content appears on the site that we want it to appear on. So that's pretty cool. You can also do this for individual archives as well, and individual pages. So you're always looking for that layout. And remember, when you're overriding a sidebar, the default sidebar doesn't matter. Now, all elements have a number of different really great features about them that it's good to be aware of when you're using Kadence Pro. So let's just take a final look at that again. We'll go back, check over the Sidebar 3 section so we can see how it's displaying. So we've got the display settings, we've selected our pages, our different category archives and single staff pages. We've also got exclude settings, so you could hide it on particular pages if you chose to. So for example, if there was a set of category archive pages or a certain staff member in my post type or a certain blog post you didn't want to show it, you can. Then you've got user settings as well. So let me just close this display settings here. So inside the user settings, you can choose what users could see it. So you could show something just to logged in users or just to non-logged in users, something like that. Then you've also got device settings. So this means, obviously with a sidebar, you probably wouldn't do this because of the way sidebars work, but you could probably include something in a header, or you could say, hey, this is only displayed on a desktop. So I've got a navigation bar of a certain type or some sort of content that only appears on desktop, and I can choose desktop or tablet or mobile. And that means that I can make specific blocks that get included on pages based on mobile that wouldn't appear on desktop because they're specific mobile designs that work well on mobile. And then you've got the expiration. So I can choose dates and times that a content piece expires. And that means I could make something for a promotion, for example, and add it in or do something along those lines. And that will let me, for example, stack in a different type of banner or something like that that might appear for a sale or some sort of special notification, some sort of like special holiday hours or something like that. You can use the expiration tool to be able to show a block anywhere on your site or on multiple pages around your site based on a hook and make it expire. Now the hooks are quite flexible, so you can see that there's quite a lot of different ways that you can use this. Everything from before site, which is at the very, very top, to before your header, after your header, before or after all your content, single pages and archive pages only. There's all sorts of different cool things that you can target within there, comments after comments, your footer as well. It's a great one if you want to do some fancy designed footer that can't be supported in default Cadence. You can just say, hey, replace my footer with this block that I've just designed, and change that footer entirely because I can target it to say this is the footer on desktop, this is the footer on tablet, and this is the footer on mobile. Really handy things to know. So I hope that helps you get a little bit more out of your Cadence blocks, particularly on Kadence Pro with the elements selector on. Well, I hope you liked that quick tip on Kadence Pro. Of course, if you've got any comments at all, leave them below and check out other videos in the playlist that'll be around somewhere at the end of this video where you can learn more about how to get the most out of your Kadence blocks, Kadence theme, and Kadence Pro license. Of course, I hope to see you in the next video.